Welcome back to the channel. My name is Brad and today is sweet tea time. If you're new to the channel, this is just Brad talking whatever comes to his mind. Actually, it's slides that I've already pre-done to kind of keep me on topic, but I will just venture off onto Never Never Land, and you never know what Brad is actually going to talk about. Like, where does this wire go? No, never mind. Just kidding. I know where that wire goes. Maybe. Anyway, I have a little bit of a cold, so I will put in a throat lozenger so I can continue to talk. If you don't know, the last two videos I had a throat lozenger in my mouth the whole entire time because if I didn't, I would just cough. So now that I have one in my mouth, I can talk forever. I'm good at talking forever and ever and ever. But anyway, the T-Spy video, he came on, did a video. I'm going to leave the link up above. Go give him feedback. They are definitely reading the comments. He even commented on the video. So go feel free to leave a comment. Tell them what you want, how you want it, and maybe in the future they will listen to you and build a fund that you describe. It's one thing for me to say something. It's another thing for the audience to say something. But feel free. Next week, I have a meeting with GIAX on Monday, supposedly. Sent them an email on Friday with the link and everything. They didn't cancel on me yet. Like somebody else canceled on me the day of. But no, I think they're going to be good. I think they're going to come on. We're going to run through their pitch deck. They need to sell me on why their fund over somebody else's fund. And we'll go from there. Bad salesperson, maybe we all leave. Good salesperson, maybe people will join. We'll see what they say. I got a bunch of questions written down. The normal stuff everybody cares about. Taxes and, the call spreads and certain funds underperforming. Whether they're going to change up the funds. Well, anyway, it's coming up. It'll be on Monday, hopefully. There's a bunch of other stuff Brad's doing. The memberships are doing well. So they get all these slides in a nice little PDF. So they can go look at these slides at any time they choose to do so. Things that I'm going to do in the next week or two is the S&P 500. Which ones are my picks for 2025? You kind of already know those, but I'm going to look at all of them. So you can make a decision on what funds you want to invest in. Because Brad chooses one fund, you might choose a different fund. But let's go through all the data and give you different criteria, and you can choose which one you want to do. I don't care. I care what you put in your account. It doesn't matter. But at least I'm going to give you the data so you can make a pick. Good, bad, and different. And I'm going to do the S&P 500, the Qs, and then I'm going to just do all others. Because there's not enough Russells to just do a Russell, but there is some other ones out there that maybe I need to throw in so you guys can have complete understanding of all of them. And you can choose which ones you want to do and not want to do. But let's get into this week's Sweet Tea. Obama, Trump, Biden, oil in federal lands. I have no problem of opening up federal lands to oil. But, here's that caveat, but they need to pay higher taxes. And those higher taxes need to be like a law that those taxes are used for specific programs. Because letting people drill on federal lands is one thing, but we need the tax revenue. Just don't open it up to drill because, I don't know. You need to make it more sustainable over time. Personal opinion, you can agree, disagree, doesn't matter. What does matter is that we are independent of foreign nations. Next thing I want to talk about, and this goes into other things, is the S&P 500. 94% of the companies are positive earnings, with 6% with negative earnings. Russell Midcap, 86, with 14% negative earnings. And the Russell 2000, only 58% of them currently have positive earnings. 42 have negative earnings. And that's where you get into this whole deal of when they lower rates, those Russell 2000s become more profitable because they're not paying as much interest on the loans. At least that's the theory behind it. And if I look at the distribution of global market cap, woohoo, go United States. That's all I can say, right? I mean, you look at UK and Belgium doesn't even show up on the map anymore in 2023. Look at that. Germany went from 12 to 2. You know, France went from 11 to 2.8. Just throwing it out that you might be able to look at this and say, what part of the world is growing and what part of the world is not growing? Even Canada shows up on the map. Way to go, Canada. I know we got some Canadian friends watching. I just want to give them a little shout out every now and then. Hershey Business, because I like Hershey. I grew up near Hershey. I used to go to Hershey Park. Anyway, Hershey is doing very well. Their profits never took a turn during the pandemic and the 2008 financial crisis. Wow, that's pretty good. Way to go, Hershey. Although, they might be bad for you. Gotta watch that sugar intake. By the way, my sweet tea is no sugar involved. There you go. No sugar whatsoever. Hershey, huh? We're going to leave Hershey alone. No call writing options on Hershey. Talk about call writing options. If you send me an email saying you did this and you did that, and it's 100% free, safe trade, options trade. One, trading is never 100% safe. Never, there is no such thing. And then you say the word Bitcoin. Bitcoin, free, what? The words shouldn't even be used in the same sentence. And it's a huge risk that the person took. He just doesn't see it. And after a while, you don't need to send me 24 emails. I wanted to say, hey, it looks a little risky. And that's going to be about it. I'm not going to go into the details because I am not your financial advisor and nothing of this is financial advice. So I'm going to tell you my personal thoughts, but it's not my job to sit there and run through the numbers for you so you can understand the poor trades that you make. I make poor trades on my own. I don't need other people to tell me to make poor trades. Come on, let's just face it. Let me be doing my thing and you do your thing and we'll all be happy. Use this as educational and entertainment because, I don't know, kind of funny here and there. My wife doesn't think I'm funny. My wife doesn't think I'm funny at all. You should tell her in the comments below, Brad's funny. Anyway, big tech since ChatGPT launch. And you see which ones are growing. And I look at that, and I also look at the chart right next to it saying, which ones are growing data centers? Let's face it, NVIDIA is profitable because the growing data centers. And the other ones are building data centers. So it all runs hand in hand. That's why these guys are still profitable. Not as profitable as some are up and down. But anyway, you might want to look at this chart and say, which ones do you want to get into? Because Microsoft is $20 billion in GPUs. I wonder what GPU they're buying, NVIDIA. So you just sit back and think about that. You know, these guys are building away, and data centers are going to be a big thing because George Jetson and Coswell Cogs. You know, George worked 1 hour a week, and he complained about working that 1 hour a week. That's where we're headed, where you can work 1 hour a week. We will never work 1 hour a week, but maybe one day we'll get less than 40 hours a week. And why do you want less than 40 hours a week? Because you want to be happy. America's happiness by state in 2024. I look at this map going, I can't believe the people in California are happy. Woohoo! How could you be happy paying those taxes? But then again, I can understand why the people in Louisiana and maybe Arkansas might not be as happy. But there you have it. You should be happy. The Mormons are clearly happy. 62%. Interesting. Hawaii. I can understand people being happy in Hawaii. You know? Yeah, you just wonder which one's happy, which one's not. Interesting map. I like to live in a happy state. Just throw that out for conversation. What makes me happy? Well, my dog makes me happy. Here's a picture of my dog. Sound asleep. Just sitting there by my feet on her bed. She lays on that bed, and we kind of make her lay on that bed. Don't let her wander around the house while we're sitting there watching TV. She just sits there and sleeps and watches you and does whatever. She's a great dog. She's been with us now 11 years. Yes, she's turning 12, and she's been with us 11 years. Crypto ownership. It looks like crypto ownership is growing in 2024. I thought this was interesting. I thought Europe and North America would have been the largest. But clearly, Asia is killing us. Way to go, Asia. Just thought I'd throw it out for a conversational point. Nothing more, nothing less. Now, this next slide is about women and money. And I thought this was a little touchy of comparing women to money and, I don't know, earnings and lifespans. So I'm going to leave the article link below so you can go read it in case you have a significant other, like your wife, or if you're a lady, maybe you want to be reading this. Someone will leave the link below so you can look at it. Not financial advice, but something to look at. They're saying women need to work longer. Well, that's right. I'm going to be a male chauvinist pig. We need to keep them working longer so I can retire earlier. My wife hasn't worked in 5 years. Just throw that out for conversation. No, it doesn't work that way, guys. It does not work that way. But I don't know where they're getting the numbers, but I thought it was interesting how women are supposedly having to work longer. I don't get it. I thought it was interesting, but I don't get it. They do live longer, but if you're only withdrawing 8% and you build a income factory, Stephen's book, and you're living off your 8% and you live below your means, I don't see what the problem is. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it is just me. Don't get it? Never will. I don't get why people do what they do. I mean, I don't get it. So, looking at consumer discretionary sector, best 1 month again. But I'm looking at this going, I'm starting to see a lot of red. And I don't like a lot of red. No, I don't like a lot of red at all. But here's the sectors. Let's talk about large cap growth, mid cap value. Which ones are leading the way? Looking at the one month, 5 day, and you can see we haven't had a very good last month. Market has been a little skittish here and there. I mean, we had that big Trump bet, or I don't know, Trump put. They're calling it. You know, I'm not even supposed to say his name because I'll get banned from YouTube. I don't know. Anyway, he's out there. Don't know. Market should do okay next year. At least Tom Lee says that they should do okay through the mid part of the year. I don't know if you saw that article. If I find it, maybe I'll talk about it later. But he's saying that the market is going to peak. And really, that's going on to the Bitcoin thing. Right? September, October is supposed to peak. And then we go into crypto winter. Or is this a super cycle? I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? What's the gamble? What I'm not going to gamble is, will the Fed cut rates this week? Ooh, quarter of a point. It's baked in. It's already baked in. They're going to cut rates a quarter of a point. It's baked in. It's done. Chart says it. That chart, once it's over about 80, 85%, this close to the rate cuts, it's a done deal. Unless there's, I don't know, war breaks out, I don't know. Something's going to have to break out for this to change. So the FOMC meeting, they're going to cut a quarter of a point. Now, I thought this was interesting. According to Seeking Alpha, they say we're going to get another 2 cuts in 2025. Okay. Sure. Now, off onto my favorite conversation. And what do I like to talk about the most? I don't know. Making money. I don't know. What do I like talking the most about? Oh, Bitcoin. Oh, Santa rally incoming. I don't know. Right after the FOMC meeting, we should probably see a little bump. I think I looked at this morning at 102. And with MicroStrategy getting into the NASDAQ 100, which we now know is a sure thing, at least that's the articles that I read, I think people are still arguing that. I don't get it. But we'll just go ahead and call, hey, MSTR is going to get in. That means there's going to be a consistent bid because a lot of people invest in QQQQ, QQQM, QQQI, QQQT. I mean, I could just go down the list of everybody that invests into those Qs. And now they're going to have to buy MicroStrategy. Price should go up. Price goes up. What's he going to do? He's going to buy more Bitcoin. Buys more Bitcoin, the price goes up. What's he going to do? Issue more shares. What's he going to do? Buy more Bitcoin. It's a Ponzi scheme to the hilt. It's not really a Ponzi scheme. They call it the money glitch. I'm hesitant to say that it's a good glitch or a bad glitch. But we should probably see some kind of spike in Bitcoin over the next 12 months. And we're going to see corrections. By the way, Charles Schwab. You know those guys, Charles Schwab? I'm sure some of you guys actually even invest with Charles Schwab. They say that you're supposed to hold 10% of your portfolio in Bitcoin. BlackRock has officially said, not hinting, but actually put it out to everybody that you should hold 2%. I'm closer to the 2% thing than I am. Yeah. And I'm going to do one of the income ETFs, not just owning Bitcoin. I do have my Bitcoin miner. Turn it off for the video, but it runs every day. So I can collect a little Bitcoin that nobody knows about. Besides you guys. You know I got it. You just don't know how much I got. Anyway, if I look at the Bitcoin charts, comparing the 2-year Treasury and the Dixie, the Treasury yields went back up. And this is why I don't get back into TLTW. TLTW still fits into my profile, but the yields aren't coming down like they're supposed to be coming down when the Fed cuts rates. So I'm going to say I'm going to hold off on that one. But looking at the price of Bitcoin, yeah, we're going to, bang our heads up against the wall a little bit because we're not seeing the yields come down. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. Who knows? Maybe there'll be a divergence. Oh, there's a big word. Divergence in between the charts. Never know. Financial conditions. Now, I'm going to look this one up because they did this on TradingView. I want to know if that's actually an indicator on TradingView that I can actually go look at. I hope it is. I'm going to find that indicator and I'll share it with everybody. Now, I did look at my indicators this week for, am I going to reinvest into equities or not? And I've decided, still holding off, although the Russell is sitting right there at that 50. But if I look at the buy rate index, it's not below. So, it's getting there. And the last one I want to talk about, making it easy day, is Seeking Alpha came out with 3 funds that you might want to look at for cryptocurrencies. BITW, BTF, and WGMI. I'm going to tell you that I don't know enough about them to tell you good, bad, or indifferent. But the risk level is a F. There you go. But momentum is a A+. I'm going to sit here and tell you today, I might review these. Might not. I think there's a lot of good funds out there for growth investors, and maybe I should do a couple growth investor funds. The new Tom Lee fund, I think that's an interesting one, how they pick. And I might start using his picks in looking at momentum, because his picks seem to be winners. Maybe we need to have a fund that sells options on the Tom Lee picks. That would be an interesting one. So any fund managers out there listening, I think you should write funds or options on Tom Lee's picks for his new fund, and we all be happy. Just thinking out loud. Maybe I'll write that one as a suggestion. That's a good one. I mean, everybody's always looking for new funds. That might be a new one that people think about. Never know. And I think that's it. I think that's all the material that I had pre-programmed to talk to you about. Now, I did cough a couple times during the video. My throat lozenge didn't keep me from coughing, but I'll edit that out and you guys can listen to it. So at this point of the video, I'm going to say, I didn't know what I'm going to talk about, but I'm going to continue to talk because I like you people. Now, I chose GIAX, and I'm just going to go into different things now. I chose GIAX over SPY-T. I want to go to just one fund for my call spreads. I think that's reasonable. I went to GIAX because it does weekly call spreads. Oh, spreads really going to stretch out. Not over just one index. And since they can write on multiple indexes, they can choose which one they can pick. I think GIAX is not done so well in a roaring up market because they get capped at 1% a week compared to getting capped 0.1 every day. And that's the difference. So you're resetting every day at 0.1 for SPY-T, or you're resetting every week at 1%. In an up market, tough. Sideways market, and the market's not going up 1% every single week, GIAX is going to lead the way because they're going to have more distributions over SPY-T. They're earning more. Just the way it works. In a downwards market, they're going to do the same thing. They're going to earn more than SPY T because we're always comparing things in the up market. You got to think about what might happen in the down market. And I'm going to take that extra 4% annually and say, hey, in a down market, I can reinvest more back into the fund. So, hey, that's what I'm thinking. And no, I don't go around buying and selling funds all the time. Now, Misty, love Misty. Still hold my Misty. I think it's a good play. I got 200 and some odd shares. And I only have 200 some odd shares because I sold out of Misty to buy MSTU, got a big jump in my money, took it back, put it back in Misty. But anyway, Misty, my whole plan for Misty going forward is taking 20% out of my distributions. That's it. Same thing for NVIDIA. I'm going to take NVIDIA. I'm going to take 20% of those distributions every time and put them in something else. It's going to slow down me getting house money, but I do believe over the next year, year and a half, Misty and NVIDIA will be house money. And then what do I care? And I'm already taking out my 20% in distributions, so I don't have to take out a large amount when it does become house money. At least that's what I'm thinking. And you can do whatever you want to do. Remember, I'm in retirement. I need the income. A lot of people forget that point. A lot of people think, oh, you should just leave it in there. Why would you want to take it out? It's like, because I got to get the truck fixed. I got rent to pay. I got to buy groceries. Yeah, those things, those things that your job that you have pays for every week. Well, Brad's job making YouTube videos is not paying the bills. I'm going to tell you that. Now, I do enjoy making YouTube videos. I really do. I think YouTube videos are fun to make. The audience is funny. A lot of times the audience is very funny. And I appreciate the audience. I really do. I appreciate the members because I do member-only videos and tell them what's going on so they kind of already know what my thoughts are going on because I just do a member-only video. And that's for them to get me, to get to know me better. And I don't even screenshot it. They see the whole background. Anyway, that's it. That's this week's Sweet Tea, all in a nutshell. I think waiting for the Santa rally to happen, and we will see what happens going forward. Be cheerful. Christmas is coming. Oh, I did watch Red 1. It's a good movie. But he knows if you're going to be naughty or nice, and you want to be on that nice list. I'm going to say that I am not on the nice list, at least according to my wife. Anyway, until next time, God bless.